Recording in progress. Okay, if you pull this up on the YouTube, get this thing out. I'm going to tell you again. This one is extra long. I have a bunch of them here, but you have to like special order them because you generally get this one when you go buy it somewhere. This is from Perform Better. They generally are a little bit better quality. Okay, this is a medium. The yellow on these are light. Some of you need to use light on some things, but generally a medium, if you're normally ambulating around, will be just fine. So we're going to start with our arms, believe it or not, as we do a repeated step out. Okay, so why do I want to do this instead of walking around? Because I'm going to warm up some of the very structures that we're going to be using. And this little maneuver that I'm doing right now with you to just kind of get us warmed up and usher us into this session. See, I'm not pulling. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I'm keeping my wrist in neutral. Now we will bend them at some point today. But do you see this right here? Especially keep your back toe straight. Okay, but if you take a step like this, you're just going to walk correct? But I don't want you to do repeated walking. I want you to step and hold. Now, if you step wider, it's going to be even more of pressure on your muscles, joints, everything. So don't step so wide. If you have issues with your feet, muscles, hips, back, but keep this right here. And there's a certain way to do it. Drop your shoulders. Yes. Wrists are neutral. Yes. Elbows are at my side. I don't go out or in yet. And I take a step as if I were going to walk, but then I change my mind. So just call this the hesitation step, okay? Breath in through the nose, out through the nose if possible. Get your head back. And why do I say that? Because if you are just going to walk, number one, you tend to lead with your head. And I don't want you to do that because that takes you out of a good neutral postural set. So just take these first couple minutes and get on track with your alignment. And I'm putting gentle pressure through the shoulders, the arms, the legs, the back. My tummy is tight. I'm taking that hesitating step. And do you see the back knee? Back knee is just soft. But your heel stays down. Okay? So see how I'm holding this right here? So it's about a little narrower than shoulder width. This is about 12 inches, I think. Okay, the other normal ones are maybe 8 or 9 inches. So those 3 inches make a big difference. See how I'm keeping gentle pressure? This is very effective in engaging your shoulders and getting you to line up and getting a little gentle overload started in your legs. I see people coming on. Hi, you guys. Just remember, a day like today, here in Michigan, generally when we would have normal class and, people would come into the gym very late and they would just be moving slowly. So see, if I have a class full of slugs, of course you're going to move slowly. The point is, you're here. You're supposed to all be laughing right now. See how I'm holding this? Don't let go. No, keep your shoulders down. And see, I'm doing repeated hesitation steps. See, I'm changing my mind, but I'm keeping my heel down and back. I'm keeping this right here. My elbow is 90 degrees, and I have a gentle pressure, just holding this open with a band. And I'm doing a hesitation step, which I explained early on what a hesitation step is. You're like, oh, do I want to go this way? No, I think I'll go this way. And see, you could do that very effectively, as a matter of fact. So if we've done a number of them one direction, then what I want you to do is come up here and go the other direction. Okay, and stay there for just a second. See, I'm going to stay in this direction. I'm going to go back over all the alignment principles. Number one, breathing in through the nose. If you breathe in through your nose and keep your mouth shut, number one, that's much safer. Because you don't get into trouble. Because when you open your mouth, a lot of times you get into trouble. Okay, at least I do. You'd think I would learn. Okay, see, my elbows are at 90 degrees. I'm doing a hesitation step. My ears are over my shoulders. My shoulders are over my hip bones. Okay, I'm stepping out, but the hip and the knee go in the same direction. You see that? So when you're stepping on the hesitation step, I am prepping you really well to get these muscles going that we're going to use today with the band. And if you don't have this kind of a band, you get those long tubes. Almost everybody has some kind of a band, a resistance band. Tie a knot in it. It should be about 12 inches in diameter when you have the circle tied, okay? Take a big breath. So I can tell you, just from doing those steps like that, I'm getting warm, okay? That's the neat thing about this kind of warming up. Okay, now what I want you to do, and this is different. Do you see this? See how I have my band? See that? Okay, number one, I'm going to step to the side. When you step to the side on this kind of a move, you sink into the leg that you stepped with, and then you say rib cage up. And if you don't do those two things, let me show you what you get. You go like this, and you lean, and you lean way out too far, you lean this way too far, or you bend both legs, and you just don't get the effectiveness. So let's go over that again, okay? We did multiple step throughs, a hesitation step. We did it in both ways. I just did a directional change. Now I'm standing here, and I'm asking you to pull your wrists, curl your wrists, okay? Make it taut, and now actively pull those wrists out. See that? So they're bent this direction, and you keep it taut in the middle, and you bring it in here. You curl your wrist. So this is something that Marilyn does really well. She knows how to curl her wrist well. We're going to step, and we're going to sink into the leg that steps. And at that point, you got to say rib cage up, unless you did it early on, or you're going to be bending. And here's the deal, y'all. Keep this taut and then go out and come in. See this? So I'm hesitating here for just a minute. Okay, stay with me on this because this is a great move, but you've got to execute it. So it's curling the wrist in. When you're in the drop, see, I'm dropping right here. Rib cage up, breathe in through the nose. Don't lean out, okay? And don't overlean that way. It's this. This is straight, flat down. You don't go to your toe or nothing. When I'm in the drops, I'm going to curl my wrists out the other way. See that? So straight arm it. Do it maybe 2 times, 3 times. You almost put your thumb on the inside and you're really pulling those shoulder blades together. This is a K move. I'm not sure if K's on. It definitely is a K move. Here we go. So I did it 2 or 3 times. Kathy would say I did it more, but I digress. Okay, now I'm going to step to the other side. So the leg that steps is the leg that you drop into. This is straight, okay? Everybody thinks on this move that it's this leg that's doing all the benefit. No, no, no. If you've had issues with ankles, Achilles, plantar fascia, see this? I'm dropping enough that I get a little stretch here and it makes my ankle really get more mobile. Now, when I'm down there, see, my wrists have been curled under, drop your shoulders, rib cage up, curl those out. See that? This is great benefit for your grip, for your wrist. Do it 2 or 3 times. Here we go. Rib cage up. I'm sinking in here really hard. I'm pulling those hands out. I'm curling my wrist out. So my thumb is caught into the middle of the band. Take a breath into the nose, rib cage up, come back to neutral, okay? So when you're in neutral, if you're really feeling that, which if you hit the right spacing for your feet, you'll feel it. So do a little bit of a bend in the knee, okay? And a break right here. See that? So if you bend the knee and you don't break here, something has to move somewhere. And generally, you lean too far forward, or you don't get the involvement of the quad, the back, etc. Now, staying here, before you do the step out again, we're going to turn to the side. And the minute I turn, see, the minute I turn, many of you pulled your shoulder up. Okay, how do I know this? Well, I've done classes for slugs for a long time, so I know what you do. Okay, so I'm going to turn this way. Don't bring the shoulder up. See, my feet are not turning. My knee is soft. I'm breaking here just a little bit. It's a tiny hip hinge. Rib cage up, turn, and keep the shoulder down. That's a big deal. Okay, come back. Let's turn the other way. Drop. Big breath. So only just doing two. Okay, breath. Drop your shoulders and come back. Now let's do this thing again. We're going to go into our drop zone. It's our side step. And so let me just digress here for a second. And anybody who is heading for a a knee replacement, any kind of, surgery because you're having problems with joints, don't take a great old big step. Just take a little step. Do a little bend. That's perfectly fine. But if you want more, if you're good to go and you're wanting to push a little bit, then good. Get your hands straight here because we're going to do that big pull. See that? And do a step and sink into that sucker. Sink into that leg until you feel it here. Okay? Your ankle is really, really flexing to get you in this position. And then say, rib cage up. So if I came to the room right now, I would take a look at your foot placement. And then I'd see, are you leaning out? And you'll be leaning out unless you say rib cage up. Okay? And then you curl. See, come back in, curl. See that? So this is a very good thing to do for your wrists, your forearm, your grip, and you can do it with this little stinking band. I think it's great, okay? It's just that we forget how to use it a lot of times. Okay, I'm gonna come from here all the way to here. This is a big step. That's where people get into trouble, because you go to place this foot in neutral and it's big, and instead of hunkering down or squatting down, what you do is you jerk your back to jerk your leg over here, and that's what I don't want you to do, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hunker down. I'm gonna use these legs. One of two things. You use these effectively, or you do a stutter step. See that? Perfectly fine. Then you don't jerk your back out of whack, okay? That kind of rhymes. Your back out of whack. Okay. I just felt like being corny. All right, here we go. See this? See this? See this? Yeah, generally we're moving and I want you to keep your wrist neutral. But your wrist needs work too. It just needs to be done carefully, okay? So I'm gonna go straight. I'm gonna drop my shoulders. Breathe in through my nose, say rib cage up, step way out if you want to. If you don't want to, just take a little step and you're gonna sink until you feel a stretch right there. Yes, here we go. It's right here. And I'm gonna go boom. See that? Say rib cage up. Drop your shoulders in through the nose. Boom, straight arm. Here we go. One more. Pull that out there, just like that. Okay, drop your shoulders. Okay, now I'm gonna step back in. Two choices, hunker down, pull it all the way in, or do the stutter step. Okay, I'm gonna pull it all the way in because I can. And I just want you to be aware of how we move when we overstep, all right? Okay, one last move here to get our backs and our legs and all the muscles in the legs that we're gonna use with this band all warmed up. So what we're gonna do, take a big deep breath. We've done a forward hesitation walk, and it's actually the beginning of a lunge, okay? If you have suffered with Achilles tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, this right here should be your home foundational move that you do very gently, because it's gently stretching, and then go to the side lunge, okay? Side lunge, yeah, okay? And then we're gonna step all the way here, and then we're gonna come out and step all the way here. So it's two different ways. Here's my caution. This is gonna throw some of you. So you get a chair or you get your bar, and you're going to go like this. See this? I sink in the leg that I step with. I keep the foundational leg pretty straight, okay? Engaged, but straight. So I go from here, and then I come all the way out here, all right? And again, you can make this super hard by really going far, or you can make it very doable in a warm-up type of a step. And you have your rod here to balance with. Okay, so you bring that leg all the way over here, and then you come back. So I'm only gonna do like three to five, okay, with one leg at a time. I'm not using my band right here because I want you to use this. If you have chosen to use a bar right now, make sure you're not hanging on to it too tightly. Just use it for a little balanced medium. See that? See how I come all the way out here and I sink into the leg that's the swinging leg, okay? So now I'm gonna switch, all right? I'll just put my band down here for a minute. So now I'm gonna come all the way here, see that? And whenever I move, I'm going to keep my shoulders forward. And then I'm going to come all the way back here. See that? And I'm going to sink into that leg. Okay. This is a big move. See, I'm going to come all the way here. Okay. Say rib cage up. Use a wall or a bar. See, I'm not moving that supportive leg. Now I'm going to go from here all the way back here. And I'm sinking into that leg in the back. See that? And then I'm going to go like that. See that? So that's a lot of hip, a lot of balance maneuvering, rib cage up, breathing in through the nose. And one more. Here I am. You sink into the leg that moves. The other leg is pretty straight, a little soft in the middle, you know, not locked. Rib cage up. Breathe. Nose. See? Now I'm going to go from here all the way back here. Okay? Julia should love this move because this gives her a good warm up. It gives her a good spatial warm up for dancing. I got some dancers in this class. Okay? So this helps you to maneuver in the full range through the hip, and you have to use all your proprioceptive systems. You have to use your muscles. You're just getting warmed up all through there. It's a great thing to do. Okay, take your little bar. All right. Plant your feet. All right, they can be out a little bit. And we're going to do some outs and ins in just a second. Okay, I'm going to deep dive. See, I'm going to deep dive down, 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 down. I'm going to put that bar right in front of my toes. See that? I'm going to put the bar right in front of my toes, and I'm going to roll the bar out, and then I'm going to roll it back. So I'm going to stay down here in the drops. I'm going to roll my bar, then I'm going to roll it back. Take a breath. Do not round your back. Do not take your head lower than your butt. Get your butt down. Yes, drop your butt. Keep your back extended. Roll the bar, roll the bar. Roll the bar, roll the bar. Stay in the heels. Breath into the nose. Out through the nose if possible. One more. Roll, roll. Heels, 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 heels. And come up. Grab your bar and come up. Yeah, you should have yelled at that one. That's what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to wake these up. Now I'm going to turn. Yeah, just like that. If you tend to get dizzy, be very careful turning your head, okay? Generally, if you really get dizzy, keep your head forward and just looking at something straightforward, okay? If you do want to turn your head to help your vestibular system, turn it, focus on something, then turn it back the other way. Focus on something. My knees are soft, my shoulders are down, and this is actually a really good thing to do to turn your head. But again, I give you that precaution because for whatever reason, you could have a sinus infection, your glasses might need adjusting, your hearing. All of these come into play, as well as your muscular conditioning, being too weak. That all comes into play with your balance. So play with that. Keep your head fixed as you turn, see? Or if you do turn your head, focus on something before you go back the other way. That will keep you from getting that weird, really weird feeling of being dizzy, okay? Take a big deep breath. Yes, okay. Now we've got one more to do right here. So this is about hips, lower back, yes, upper because we grabbed our little band. So I'm going to go just like that. I'm going to put my little bar here. So I like to do it with a bar because you're free in the room. Okay. And the first thing you're going to do is curl your toes. See that? And then you're going to plant the heel. Okay. Now go up to the ball of the foot. So I think of bonding when I think of this one. Because if you've had Achilles issue, boy, this little simple move is not so simple. Okay. So I've got a third point of contact right here with my little bar. I say rib cage up, get my chin tucked, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, and I'm really letting my toes really curl. I'm putting a tiny bit of pressure on the toes, and then when I go back to put the heel down, my leg is straight. And you should feel a stretch in the calf, okay? Number one, we're opening the hip on this side right here because it's in that position. Number two, you are really addressing the ankle involvement in movement. And this is very doable. See, this is what they want you to do in your bed with point flex, point flex, point flex. We're just doing it with our body weight, see? And you may not think it's a lot, but when you have issues with joints, this is huge, this move, especially when you're doing it repeatedly. Now I have this here, but if you wanted to make it even harder, then you would do it with no third point of contact. See that? So I'm going to do 3 more. Stay with me. I'm doing every one of these with you. See? Even if you drop out and then come back in. I know you're going to come back in, right? Big breath. Okay, bring that leg up. So you did one huge thing by being in this position. You opened this, okay? And if you'll say rib cage up so that you keep your line, that is excellent. You can do it with the third point of contact or not. But here's what I want you to do. I'm letting you have your shoes on today because we're doing strength work very therapeutically today, okay? For many reasons that I won't go into. See here, whenever I lifted my heel, okay, say rib cage up and really go into those bent toes carefully and then put the heel down. Put the heel down and your stance should be wide enough that you actually can feel a little stretch in the calf when you put your heel down. You can have the bar right here, right under your chin at your clavicle. And you can keep saying, in through the nose, out through the nose. And line up. My ear should be over my shoulder. It shouldn't be out here. See, I don't get the same effect at all if I'm doing this. Okay, so rib cage up, push into the toes, hold it there for a second or two, then put the heel down. Yes. Big breath in through the nose. Woo, right there. Drop your shoulders all the way down. Okay, I'm doing these with you. I'm trying to hit about 15. I think that's maybe 10. Okay, 3 more. Okay, you say rib cage up. Put that heel down. Stay into those bent toes right there, gently, gently. Then come down. 2 more. Here we go. Tight tummy. Breath. And back down. Yay. And then come forward. Good. Take a big deep breath. Now, I want you to do a little test. I know. Don't worry. See this bar? See it? See, I'm just gonna take it right back here. See that? Just gonna take it right back there. And I'm gonna put it so that the back, I got this hair clip on here, but the back of your head should touch, between your shoulder blades should touch, and right down to the coccyx should touch, okay? Then I'm gonna walk around, take a look. I'm gonna go in one direction, then I'm gonna turn, go in the other direction, okay? Turn one direction, then in the other direction. And are you hitting all those spots on this pole? Your head, between the shoulders, and right at your coccyx, which is your tailbone. Yes. Big breath. Yes. Now I'm going to put this down. I'm going to bring my chair right here. See there? And I'm going to now put the band. So we're going to do some band work with this. First of all, I'm going to put it on without hurting my back. Okay? So I just slipped it over my toe. And so the other one has to slip over. Now you're going to have to bend all the way down. If you bend all the way down, widen up, rib cage up, and come down through your hip so that you can merely slip your toe right under your band. Okay? You just walk it into there and it's around your ankles now. And you come up. See, I could do that whole thing without flexing my back if I think about it. All right? Take big breath. I'm going to put one heel close to the chair leg. See that? And then I'm going to inch this one up right here. See? Big breath. Yes. I'm going to take one hand, put it right back here. Okay? Just one. Opposite. This leg is in front. This arm is up. Okay? So once I've done that, I'm going to open my hip until this starts getting really tight. Okay? Say rib cage up. From that point where your foot is, you're just going to press your foot off the floor. You're not going to kick. You're going to press. And see, this is back here, opening this whole chest wall up. Drop your shoulder. That's the first thing I would do. If I came into your room right now, I would put my hand right on your shoulder, drop it, in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth, but try to breathe in through the nose. It's going to help you do deep breathing or to breathe with your diaphragm, okay? So stay back, stay open. See how I'm just doing a little bit of a lift? See that? I'm not making my leg go straight. I'm going from my heel up, probably no more than 5 or 6 inches, okay? But if you're doing this correctly, you're feeling it right here, which is where I want. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Woo. Breath. Open the hips. Keep the back extended. Huge core work here. Just huge. Breath. Breath. Okay, 2 more. Breath. 1 more. Breath. Bring it back in. You should be feeling it right there. Bring that heel back. Put the other one front. Come forward. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Big breath. Try to keep your shoulders down. Breath. Your diaphragm blows up like a little balloon. And then you push. Exhale. Got it? Okay, now my other foot. The one that I just worked on. The heel is as close to the kitchen chair as I can get it. The leg. The kitchen leg. Table. The table chair leg. Okay, let's get this set up. I'm doing this thing with you. Listen, these are so important. This is one of the first exercises that you will be given if you're having a knee issue, a hip issue, a foot issue, okay? But especially a knee issue, okay? Open the hip. Keep that other leg back toward the chair leg. Then open. You'll feel this kick, okay? You'll feel it contract. It'll innervate. Say rib cage up. Take the other hand now, opposite the leg that's out here. Put it right there. Open. Breathe in through the nose. And then all you're going to do is go to your heel, and you're just going to kind of get that leg up there against that band. Open back. Say rib cage up. Right there. Boom. You're not going very far. Okay? You're just trying to put a little pressure for this muscle to work against. Okay? Keep your toe up. And if your toe is up, you're also working the front shin muscle, your tibialis anterior. Okay? Say shoulders down. Breathe in through the nose. Okay? Open here. Just keep trying to get that heel off the floor. That's all. Take a big breath. Woo. Breath. Woo. Breath. 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 Just two more, just two more, just two more. One more, one more. And bring it back in. Open back. Oh. Lean forward, just like this. See that? This is excellent because it really targets this muscle. And if you stay with it and try to get where you can do 3 sets of 10. See, and I think I did, I don't know, 12 maybe, something like that. But we're going to revisit it. Not right now, because we're going to stand up. Then we're going to come right back here and do this again. So we're going to revisit this. Do it with me. I'm doing this whole thing with you for a reason. I'm counting them out. Well, Kathy's counting them. I'm doing them. Okay, are you ready? My feet are wide as my shoulders. Okay, I'm going to stand up with the band around my ankles. That can be a little nail biter. So set up your parameters, your room, so that you're safe. You can use your pole if you want to, perfectly fine. You can use a chair, you can use a wall, counter, bed, but your legs are wide. Okay, that's the thing. We're going to stand up just like that, and we're going to do the antagonistic muscle now. We've already warmed it up. Okay, use your bar. If you don't want to turn, just use your bar like this, or put your hand on a wall, or get your chair over in front of you. So see, I'll just turn the chair, and then don't misstep because your ankles are cobbled. Now you know how that feels. Not good. Okay, are you ready? All right. Number one foot goes toward the chair. Okay. Number two, the other foot just goes at the back of the heel. See, my toe is right at the back of the heel with a little separation in between. Got it? Therefore, I can lean in here just like this with my rib cage up, and I can just merely lift my leg by squeezing my gluteal. Now, if you don't squeeze your gluteal on this move, you're just going to be throwing your leg with just your joint and momentum. Lean in with that front leg, lean in, drop your shoulders, your leg is straight here, right? Push down, okay? Squeeze your gluteal. Then go up to where you're going to just lift that leg back, just like that. Press, press, say rib cage up. I know it. This should be so tight. Yeah. Breath in through the nose. Big breath. Woo. Go. Go. Big breath. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. It's a straight leg because you're squeezing your gluteal. Many of you have issues with your hips simply because you don't turn those gluteal muscles on to fire, and you walk around all day doing all kinds of stuff without using that gluteal effectively. Okay, so this is a great way to get it to wake up. Okay, bring it back. Okay, bend your knee a little bit, turn, bend your knee, turn. Okay, bend your knee, turn, bend your knee, turn. Okay, so that was a rest. Don't ever say I didn't let you rest. She never lets us rest. Yes, I did. We just now rested. Okay. Okay, you ready? Other leg goes forward. See, like that. The other one comes back at your heel. So the toe is at your heel with a little separation in between. See that? Bent knee. Tight tummy. Ribcage up. Keep your elbows in. And then you're going to come up to your toe to lift and to pull that leg back. You don't kick it. That's the big mistake that a lot of people make. Now, let me tell you, you have to do some adjusting, because if you have replaced hips, you've got a big rod right down in your femur. This is going to push you. So you want it to be lined up so that you're going to push appropriately. Okay? So I'm going to pull against that leg. I'm going to try to keep myself from leaning, which I tend to lean on this side, but boy, do I feel it here, which is where I want it. I want it here in the hamstring and the gluteal. So tighten your gluteal, pull back, tighten your gluteal. Tighten your gluteal, pull that heel back. Breath in through the nose. Breath. Woo. Breath. Drop your shoulders. Boom. Drop your shoulders. Go. Breath. Breath. Go. Just two more. Just two more. Just two more. Breath. One more. Breath. Bring it back in and bring it back in. Okay, soften up the knees, tight tummy, turn, open that arm, come neutral, then turn, open that arm. Take a breath, big breath, big breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Yes. Okie dokie. Okay, you having fun yet? Okay, I hope you got some of the muscles that haven't been gotten. You know, I try to hit them, but when you put a band on and you really put some pressure in the right position, it's a whole different thing. Okay, so see what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bend down here. I'm gonna push my butt back. I'm gonna grab the band, bring it up to around the knees. Then we're going to go back down. Okay, so it's going to be up around the knees right now. And I'm going to just take one leg up like this, and I'm going to open that out. And then I'm going to come back. Okay, so I told you my class is a combination of therapeutic, physical therapy type moves, and fitness moves. Okay, so when you have your band around the knee, it's going to affect right in through here. Okay, I'm going to rotate against this. It's just a gentle pressure. Now I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to do it as if I'm on my hands and knees. I'm just going to put my hands in the chair. But right now, I want you to get oriented to this move. So put your heel up, just like that. See that? Now open out, then come back. See that? So soften your knee that you're holding your body on. And see, I have my hand on my chair. I could be doing this with the bar. I could be doing it with my hands on the wall. So let's go over that again. So you're standing here, it's just above the knee. Okay, I'm gonna lift, and then I'm gonna open my hip complex. See that? And this is my hip replace side. I'm not going too far, but this kind of rotation, see this? This is what hips are supposed to do without hurting, okay? So if I can do this in a training session and get those adductors, abductors, flexors, extensors working together to do a simple rotation, whoa, you start feeling it. Woo! And then come back, okay? So now I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to be right here. So I'm going to go up. See that? Drop your shoulders, both. Tighten tummy. Yeah. Soften your knee. Now rotate. See that? And then come back. Yeah. And you can put your toe down if you need to and then bring it back. Okay. Rotate all the way around. See that? And come back. Big breath into the nose. Woo! And then come back. Big breath, drop your shoulders. Here we go. All the way around. The supporting knee, especially for those of us with joints replaced, it's important for anybody, but especially us, keep that knee soft, okay? This is a lot of use of that femur that has that big rod down in it. Okay, just one or two more. Here we go. Kathy would say one more. I would say, let's just do another one. Okay, and bring it back. Okay, now we're ready to take it back down. Gave that ankle a rest. Now we're going to take it back down to the ankles. Okay, so I'm telling you, I have these bands here. I can give them to people anywhere. If you're out and about, let me know and I'll try to get them to you. Okay, are you ready? So this is going to be giant walks. Now, that said, I always want safety first. So you can pretend that you're doing a tightrope walk. These are giant steps. See? Here's what I want you to envision. Envision that there is a ladder. You see some of those rope ladders. Envision that you have a ladder in front of you, okay? And you're stepping either in front of the rung. Don't try and step over the rung. Just step just under the rung. See, like this. And I have this here in case I need it. If I get off, you could do this right next to a wall. Okay. So drop your shoulders right here. Big breath in. Exhale. Here I go. I'm going to bring it right up there, right behind the rung. And the same rule applies. If this is too big of a step, then don't make that big of a step. Okay, now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. I'm not going to do it fast. Okay. So I want to keep this taut. Okay. Take a littler step if you had trouble. Make sure you have this here in case you need it. Okay. But walking against a resistance like this, in this kind of a way, It's a slow patterned walk. You are, you're in a ribcage up position, knees are soft position, and you're trying to ambulate against a pull. Okay, so this is a different thing. This is why this is a really good thing to do with bands, not with ankles around your weight. Our ankles are weights around your ankles. That's what I meant. Okay. And so somebody might say, well, how many of those do I have to do, Jeannie? And I would say, well, I would like for you to start with 10 steps, you know, whether you do have to do 3 and then 3 and then 3, because we have a little area here, or you do 4 and 4, or if you're in an area where you can walk 8 to 10 steps, well, that would be what I would choose. And I would do that 3 times. I know, but I'm doing them with you. See, I'm doing every single one of these with you. Breath, breath. Okay, let's do one more pass here. Up, up, because I just introduced these. So I'll stay with the, 10 repetitions. Okay, I'm going to come back. Okay, now I'm going to go and I'm going to walk to the side. Okay, like that. So I'm going to turn to the side. So these are going to be a squat and you're going to walk. So it's going to be squatting, stay into the squat, keep the band around your ankle. Okay, tight tummy, take a breath, step out. It's going to be pretty tight. Hip hinge, come in. Okay, so stay down into the drops. This is where I want you to kind of stay in a crouch position. Okay, this is getting you ready to play with your grandkids. To go through all those mazes that they have around right now. Okay, this is side to side motion. Very important motion for your ankles, for your knees, for your hips, and your back. Take a breath. I'm going to do 2 more passes. Down in the drops. Stay down. Tight tummy. Use this if you need it. Breath, breath. And go back, 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 back. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Okay. Take a big breath. Come over here. And just pull your heel through. Then get the other one off. Okay? So this is a great time while we're changing up our equipment here and what we're going to do. This is a great time to use these bands in our shoulders. Okay? You can sit. As a matter of fact, this is my preferred one. These right here are so easy to carry on a plane or in a car or a train, whatever kind of trip you're taking. You get it out, you bring your elbows to the side, okay? And while I'm doing this, I'm going to be doing these ins and outs. I'm going to go in like this. I'm going to bring my elbows to my waist, okay? My knees are soft, okay? This is when I want my wrists straight. So I saw Marilyn's on. Marilyn, you cannot cheat on this one, okay? You got to keep your wrists nice and straight. I know you didn't want to cheat. It just happened. Okay, see here? See how I go like this? And I go like this. And what am I doing? I'm pulling my shoulder blades in. So I should almost be able to hold a pencil between my shoulder blades when I'm pulling correctly. With my shoulders down. Okay, take a breath into the nose. Woo. Shoulders down, breath in and out. Hold your elbows into your waist. The backs of the hands, see, are pushing apart. See? Yes, this releases so much tension around the shoulder girdle, okay, where it's really hard to really effectively, get at it. And I'm just doing repeated ins and outs, inversion, eversion. Very important. Okay, release. Woo! I know. I'm telling you, if you have like a catch in your shoulder, this is the one that you really got to work on. And you got to hold it for like 30 seconds, give or take. If you can go more, go more. But do it correctly. Let's do it one more time. Take a breath. Okay. I'm going to go out. Soft knees. Just like you're, doing a funny skit kind of a thing. I used to do those. Okay. Are you ready? Elbows here. Drop your shoulders. Ribcage up. Breathe. Pull. Oh dear. Pull. Yes, pull. Pull, 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 pull. Yeah, now go in, but keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. Your elbows are right in at your hip bones, but your shoulders are down and your shoulder blades are pulling this in. Hold, 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 hold. Breath in through the nose, out through the nose, and release. Woo! So, what we did today is mostly therapeutic type moves, very different strength work, but very important strength work for anybody that has hip, knee, or ankle issues. Okay, so I hope you were able to follow that. And I got those little bands. If anybody ever wants them, let me know. Oh, okay, here we go. Stop.